Welcome on in, everybody, and welcome back to the Bet Park Studio. This is a Week 11 edition of Mark and the Maniac. I'm Mark Feldman. He's Maniac Malloy. Maniac, no time for chit-chat today. We got a busy show, so let's get right into it with Week 11, and that starts with Thursday Night Football. The Cincinnati Bengals at 5-4 travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, who are 7-3. Currently on the Bet Parks app, the Ravens are -4 on the spread. They're -195 on the money line. The Bengals are currently +160 on the money line. The Bengals this season are 4-1 against the spread. The Ravens are 6-4 against the spread. So we have all the numbers laid out, Maniac. We have all the information. The question is simple. Who is winning this game and why?
Well, the Bengals, if they lose this one, they're 5-5. This is giving them no margin for error down the stretch. This is a playoff game on Thursday Night Football on Prime. They're going up against one of the top scoring defenses in the league. They have to take care of the football. They cannot afford another multiple interception game. Joey B, he's really got to take care of the football and give his team a chance to win the game. And it's a huge one. I mean, it doesn't really get much bigger than this, Mark. What about the Ravens? What do you got on the Ravens?
I am taking the Baltimore Ravens. Book it. It is time for Baltimore to win this Thursday night game, and I'll tell you why. Number one, the Baltimore Ravens are 7-0 in home Thursday night football games since 2011.
Wow.
That's always been under Coach John Harbaugh. They have a Super Bowl champion coach, and in those short week games, it's important to have a coach who knows how to game plan in a short week, get the guys ready to go. I trust John Harbaugh. They're 7-0 in home Thursday night football games since 2011. Two, the Ravens twice so far this year have had to play a game after a loss. This Thursday will be the third. In Week 4, after they lost in Week 3, they covered the spread and defeated the Browns 28-3. In Week 6, after a loss, they beat the Titans 24-16. Both those games they won, and both those games they covered. They showed they're a resilient team and a team that knows how to come back from a defeat. And number 3, it's all about the rushing attack with the Baltimore Ravens. This year, the Baltimore Ravens have 1,549 total rushing yards, best in the NFL. They are a rushing team. They attack the line. They have the second most rush yards per carry with 4.8 yards, and that's a place they can attack Cincinnati, as the Bengals defense has given up the second most rushing yards per carry at 5 yards a game, second worst in the NFL. Give me the Ravens in this matchup, Maniac.
Well, we got our chance to use the primetime extra down on a unbelievable Thursday Night Football game. This is a playoff game, like I said. So we're going to utilize the primetime extra down promotion, where if you bet a $20 same game parlay, win or lose, you're going to get a bonus bet of $20 back. So you bet $20 or more on any same game parlay with 3+ legs and plus 300 odds. Win or lose, you're getting a bonus bet back. It's the best promotion in the NFL season all along. Only on the Bet Parks app are you going to find this one. I'm going against you.
Oh, no.
I'm going against you. I think the Bengals, they're a good team. I think they might have looked past the Texans. They've had some really nice wins on their schedule this year leading up to last week. You can't turn the football over if you're Joey B. If he can take care of the football, the Bengals are going to win. My same game parlay pick of the week for Thursday Night Football is Bengals moneyline, Joey Mixon, anytime touchdown, Joe Burrow to not throw an interception. That's right, under a half of an interception. And I think it's going to be low scoring. Give me the under 22.5 first half total points in the ball game. That's going to be a plus 1,100. Throw $20 on that. It's going to pay $220. That's my same game parlay, primetime extra down, pick of the week. Mark, what do you got?
You did a primetime extra down parlay. I said I had to follow the one and only Maniac Malloy, and I'm going to give you one right now. First, Ravens -4. I think the Ravens win, and I think they cover the 4 points. Give me Keaton Mitchell, anytime touchdown at plus 175 on the Bet Parks app. 2 weeks ago, he had an incredible game against Seattle. I think he's due. As I mentioned earlier, the Bengals are not a good rush defense, so give me Keaton Mitchell, anytime touchdown, and over 46 total points. You got Burrow, you got Lamar Jackson, both top 5 quarterbacks, in my opinion, in the NFL. I think both guys coming off a loss, they're ready to fire on all cylinders. I think the offenses have a big day. So I got Ravens -4, Keaton Mitchell anytime touchdown, and over 46 total points for Thursday Night Football. This parlay would be at plus 700, so a $20 bet would win $140. Check out the primetime extra down parlay, or promotion, on the Bet Parks app. I'm feeling confident.
You sound pretty confident. I mean, we couldn't be at any other, at
we are
odds.
so far
we
apart.
couldn't be at odds worse.
You might be able to live in Cincinnati after all the hype you're giving them for this game.
You know what? I was live betting them against the Texans. They really let me down. They were one of my parlays that kind of screwed me. But this is a huge game. It's a playoff game, and I think the Bengals, they look good against a really tough Texans team. They've been my Texans all year. I didn't think they were going to be able to get it done. Noah Brown had a huge game. I still like the Bengals to win this game. I think that this is going to be a tough one for each of these teams coming out of very physical, hard-fought games this past weekend on short rest. I mean, that Ravens-Browns game, I mean, it's a divisional game, a back-to-back divisional games for the Ravens. Texans, tough defense. There was a hard-fought game, a lot of hitting there. I think both of these teams are going to be a little bit sluggish, coming off of these games, and it's going to take a little bit of time to get the offenses up and running. And I think they're both going to want to try to, take care of the football and not make any crucial mistakes early in the game. That's why I like the under in the first half. I really don't know if you're going to see a 33-28. Is that your prediction for the game? That would get you the over.
It would give me the
cover.
over and the cover, and that's what I need. I was thinking, honestly, like 35-28. I think it's really that high scoring, and I just think both quarterbacks are ready to lock and load. You got Zay Flowers, you got Jamar Chase. These quarterbacks have weapons on the outside. I think they can throw it and run it.
I think the Bengals are going to try to really take care of the football and keep it out of the hands of the Ravens. And I think when the Ravens do get the ball, they're going to try to have the methodical drives, little Justin Tucker action.
You love field goals. We haven't mentioned that
today. We didn't put any
but...
field goals in on this bet, which is surprising.
You got any side field goals for the people not included in the primetime?
I will say this. There is a bet on the BetParks app for field goals. The longest field goal in the game to be over 47.5 yards.
Oh, I like that a lot.
I like that a lot, right?
Justin
So,
Tucker,
that's
Evan
even
McPherson.
money. It's like minus 115 about. So I think that's a lock. I think, they'll be trying to scratch points out, no matter what here. So take the over on the 47.5 as the longest field goal in the game. There's even a bet for the shortest field goal in the game to be under 26.5 yards, which I like that too. I could see some drives stalling, inside the 10-yard line, something like that, and then, you settle for the 3 points. So if you like field goals, I mean, I think
like it.
Points will be at a premium in this game. So that might be an interesting bet. But I'm taking the Bengals. Like I said, I'm taking the Bengals. And if you like the Bengals in this game, this is one they have to win if they want to win the AFC North. If they want to win the AFC North, this is a game that they have to win. So you might as well take it before the odds change and get the Bengals at plus 400 to win the AFC North. They would have to rattle off some nice wins in a row. But I think, they handled the Bills. They handled the Seahawks, which, people think are a good team in the NFC. I think they just had a little bit of a letdown and maybe a look past to this game versus the Texans this past week. So I'm not too concerned about that. And I think they're going to beat them.
I am curious to see. We always talk about Thursday night football games being sloppy and teams are unprepared. These are two teams that are well coached. They have decent defenses. We mentioned the quarterbacks. I am curious if they're really going to come out, both coming off bad losses, come out guns a-blazing from the first snap on a short week. I really think that
that's
both teams realize.
I disagree. I'm
just curious because most games this year on Thursday night have been snooze fest. I've been turning them off at 10 o'clock and putting on Grey's Anatomy or whatever's on Thursday night. But honestly, you mentioned that this is a playoff game. The winner of this game is winning the AFC North. This is a win, and you win the division. That's my pick. And you said the Bengals, you can get them at plus 400. If the Ravens win this game, they're going to be massive, massive favorites. So why don't check out the BetParks app right now? The Ravens are minus 125.
To win the North.
To win the AFC North. If they win, they're going to be even lower odds.
Yeah,
so.
They'll probably be about minus 150, maybe minus 200. So
we might be seeing
that Friday. If you're a big Ravens fan and you're down in Maryland, which the BetParks app is live in, maybe you want to take a look at that one, minus 125 Ravens to win the North.
Bengals, Ravens, we are both fired up for this game. Can't wait to watch it on Thursday night.
It'd be good to have a Thursday night football game that's actually
about time.
Watchable.
About damn time.
I really like my let me talk a little bit more. I really do like my bet for Burrow to go under a half of an interception. I mean, I know they're one of the top scoring
We'll see.
defenses, and they do cause turnovers. But I think after last week, they got to make a conscious effort to take care of the ball, Joe. Take care of the ball. Don't turn the ball over, at least on interceptions. You got to eliminate that. And Joey B, that's why they lost. That's why they lost that game, is that Burrow gave it to them, too many times. Two interceptions. I don't think he does that again this week. So maybe just a side bet, load up heavy on Burrow, no interceptions in the game. You like that?
I do, and to back you up on that, Deshaun Watson threw all over the Baltimore Ravens defense in the second half. He was 14 of 14 with 2 touchdowns and threw for almost 200 yards in that second half. The Ravens defense on the passing side is gettable. Joe Burrow usually doesn't make mistakes in back-to-back games, so you do see him being more controlled in his risks when he knows when to take a risk. So I could see him not throwing a pick.
And
I'm just trusting Lamar over Joe Burrow. I don't think Joe Burrow going off of over points. I think Burrow has a good game. I just think the Ravens and Lamar has even a better one.
You trust Lamar over Burrow? Who's a better quarterback?
Probably Burrow, but I trust Lamar in this moment, Thursday Night Football at home with the coach, with the whole environment in this specific game. I would take Burrow. Burrow's probably the second best quarterback in football.
Yeah, that's why, I think that when it comes to
Lamar's an MVP too,
a good way to look at how you bet these games is, not to quote my boy ESP, but to quote my boy ESP.
That's your boy.
The quarterback and the head coach. Where do you have? If you have an advantage there, you typically want to roll with that team. I think
it's
Harbaugh.
1-1.
I think it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Right.
Harbaugh's better than Zach Taylor.
That's going to be the difference. But I think
both are close though. Both
are close.
Yeah, both the coach and the quarterback.
But I think that Burrow will step it up this week. I mean, if T. Higgins catches, or who was it? Tyler Boyd. If Tyler Boyd catches that ball, they beat the Texans. That was a huge.
C.J. Stroud though could still go down the field, but you're right, potentially.
Yeah, that would have been a touchdown though. Versus a field goal.
True. I just trust C.J. Stroud a lot, but that's a different conversation for a different day. It's Thursday Night Football. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit are fired up too. They get a real AFC North battle to call, so it'll be a good game.
You got to get on that prime time.
Let's go.
Game parlay on the BetParks app. The best promotion in the land. The best NFL football promotion of the season. Bet 20, win or lose, you're getting a $20 bonus bet back. Swing for the fences. Take one of our parlays and hopefully they cash. I think one of them is going to cash.
I definitely think one of them is going to cash. Feeling optimism as we head into Week 11.
And we need some optimism after last week.
Well, speaking of Week 11,
your underdog streak is over, Mark.
Yeah,
and I faded you.
It was not a good day for either of our underdog moneyline pick of the weeks. You had the Jags. I had the Chargers. The Jags got blown out. The Chargers lose like always in a heartbreaker, of course. They always have some crazy way to lose. But it's time to bounce back.
The coaching for the Chargers. I'm hearing Bill Belichick maybe did the Chargers.
Oh, that could be an off-season pod. That could be something juicy to talk about.
But speaking of which, while we were on the topic, though, Jags, 49ers, are the 49ers back? Jeez.
Yeah.
We had them dead.
What did I tell you? If the Eagles weren't going to win the NFC, I like the Niners with that defense, and that Chase Young addition was absolutely massive.
And I said it didn't matter who they were getting back.
Correct.
It definitely mattered.
It mattered who they were getting back. Nick Bosa and Chase Young on the ends are unstoppable.
Yeah, that could
see
be
if the Eagles
a problem.
Can stop them
That'll be a big
weeks.
matchup for the Birds coming up.
But for Week 11, underdog moneyline pick of the week.
Coming off 2 big L's.
2 big L's. It's time for 2 big W's.
2 big dubs.
You're going first. Maniac Malloy, underdog moneyline pick of the week for Week 11 is...
This one's really going to surprise you.
I'm
taking the Philadelphia Eagles at plus 130 on Monday Night Football versus the Chiefs. This is probably the one and only time this year, besides maybe the Dallas game coming up, where you're going to be able to get the Birds at plus money. This is one of the first times in maybe the last 2 years, right? I mean, when's the last time the Eagles were underdogs?
Yeah, it's been only 3 times in the last 2 years, so.
So I'm rolling with.
Oh, you got the mask?
I'm rolling with. Give me the underdog. Give me the Birds. Plus 130. Money line.
I'm speechless. I don't know how to respond to that. You brought out the mask. They're underdogs. Monday Night Football. And I agree with you.
Let's go.
The Eagles are winning this game.
The Eagles are going to win this game. This is the MVP
I'm trailing
bowl.
you.
This is the MVP Bowl, right? Winner of this one's got a really good chance of winning the MVP. Mahomes.
You want to fix your hair?
How's my hair?
Yeah,
Mahomes,
there you go.
Mahomes And Hurts, this is the game for the MVP. I think Hurts rises to the occasion, and I think the Birds are going to win this one, at least by a touchdown. If you want to do alt lines, lay the 6 points and take the Birds. I think they are going to shock the world and show everybody finally that they absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, are the best team in the NFL.
I can't wait for Monday Night Football. That's
going to
be incredible.
Hype. It's going to be hype. Let me ask you this, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Is Taylor Swift a fraud Eagles fan?
Yeah, she's going to be wearing Chiefs jersey. She's going to be cheering for Travis Kelce. She's going to be
she's a self-proclaimed Eagles fan.
Yeah, it's a bunch of baloney.
It's really, really, really. I mean, we should be crushing her all week.
Do you want to be honest?
Let's be honest.
I'm just so worried about the on the field between the teams. Like, I could care less about.
Oh, I don't give a crap either.
Yeah, I don't care. She is a fraud Eagles fan. Yeah,
maybe she's a double agent though. Maybe Howie's gotten to her.
We'll find out Monday.
And she's got they were on a bye week, but it looked like Travis Kelce was in fact active last week in Argentina.
He was in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
I mean, he's their only
Twitter
shot
videos
on
were going crazy.
The rest of their offensive.
They shared a little smooch.
Yeah, they did. A big kiss.
Hopefully he's distracted from Monday night and the Eagles can stop him on defense.
That's their only hope. And they're not going to run the ball. Pacheco's not going to be able to run the ball.
They throw.
Who's going to be covering Travis Kelce?
Yeah, it's probably going to be Zach Cunningham for the linebackers, or they'll bring down Kevin Byard and put him in the slot.
I love that
Kevin Byard.
The Titans in the past used to really kind of limit them.
They bring him down.
Byard has a history against Kelce. So that's their only shot to obviously besides Mahomes doing whatever he does. We just lost our background, Matt. You're good. So, yeah, I mean, that's their only shot at really, moving the ball. And I think they're going to try to keep the ball out of Hurts' hands because offensively something's wrong with the Chiefs. So I think that the Eagles have the upper hand
Double team Kelce
on offense.
Double team Kelce and trust Slay and Bradbury on the outside. That's got to be how it is. The Eagles are going to win this game.
The Eagles are going to win this game. Mark,
yes.
Let's hear your underdog money line pick of the week. Let's go. Get back to your winning ways.
I am staying in the Keystone State, and I am taking the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, my God.
No! Come on, you got to agree with me. At plus 116 on the Bet Parks app, they are facing the Cleveland Browns, and I'm just riding with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has won 3 of their last 4 against the Cleveland Browns, including already this year in Week 2. And the key X factor in this game, George Pickens, the Pickett to Pickens connection. Because in that Week 2 matchup against Cleveland, George Pickens had 127 yards receiving and a touchdown. The Browns could not stop him. It was a throwing. And Kenny Pickett doesn't throw the ball great a lot, but in that game against Cleveland, he threw the ball to Pickens like it was easy peasy lemon squeezy. They dominated that throwing the ball. And also the breaking news that happened earlier today, no Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, a shoulder injury, getting surgery, out for the year. P.J. Walker is not able to throw against that Pittsburgh defense. Give me the Steelers. Moneyline underdog on the road at Cleveland. Steelers win.
Plus 116 is the Steelers' money line.
Correct.
Right now.
How can you not trail me?
I want to fade you so bad because...
Be honest, you like the Steelers pick. We gotta go.
I don't like it, but pissed off Pickens...
Yeah,
he's been pissed off. Like, he's not getting the ball as much as he wants, and like I think he's very, very disgruntled with the play of his quarterback. Maybe he does have a big game, but I don't know. That Browns defense.
Denzel Ward. Yeah, their front seven's good. Myles Garrett. But if Pickett can throw the ball and have a little bit of time. But it's the same on the other side. P.J. Walker, T.J. Watt had 2 sacks.
You don't get any love for P.J. Walker, the Temple boy, man? Come on.
I love Temple, but once you leave Temple and you're on Cleveland as a backup, nope. Steelers all the way.
Wow.
I think the Steelers win. So you're taking the Eagles. I'm taking the Steelers. We're really Pennsylvania biased this week.
Make it a Pennsylvania parlay.
Ooh.
To the Pennsylvania parlay. Steelers money line, Eagles money line. Fine, I'm in.
Let's go.
I'm riding with it. Although P.J. Walker has played very good.
I know, but he's not going to be able to throw
are the
against
Browns for real? Like, you got to be asking that after the Ravens game. But it is
no Nick Chubb, no Deshaun Watson. They got Amari Cooper and who?
The Browns are in the same boat as the Ravens this week, coming off those 2 really, really, coming off a really tough divisional game.
Yeah.
The divisional games are just so tough. Where is that game? I'm not
The
even
game
sure.
is in Cleveland, but the Steelers are –
That's why they're money line favorite. That's why they're
correct.
dogs.
It's at home.
That's why they're dogs.
The Steelers in all 9 games this year, though, have been outgained yardage-wise. The Steelers are 6-3, and they're always outgained. They know how to play when they don't get a ton of yards. They're very win in the clutch, play well in the fourth quarter, late game, defense, run the ball. But George Pickens, look out for him. I think he's going to have a big
So you
day
think
again.
that finally they out-yardage a team?
I think they finally out-yarded. If it was Deshaun Watson, maybe I would take the Browns. But with P.J. Walker, give me Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, and the Steelers with an upset win.
It's pretty crazy that this line and this is like that as close as it is. If you were to tell me, week 1 that Pittsburgh and Cleveland were going to be playing and it would be P.J. Walker and no Nick Chubb, and then this game would be still that close, I'd be very surprised. I mean, I would think that the Steelers could be, favorited in this game.
Yeah.
But instead they're not.
They're not. Do it on the road, and due to that Cleveland defense, which has just been incredible this year.
Yeah, they need to stay hot, and maybe the under in that game might be the move, actually.
I might agree with you. Eagles, Steelers, those are our underdog moneyline picks of the week. Now, what favorite are we taking to cover the spread? It was a little bit iffy for us last week.
You had an L with the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mother was on the Seahawks.
They did win. They just didn't cover.
And my boy Sammy Howell.
We had that little
played a big game, dude. He's good.
He's good. He's second in the league in passing yards, so he's a good player. So I was wrong on Seattle.
Fantasy.
You had Pittsburgh.
And I also threw you two bonus
Yeah,
picks.
you gave me the 2 bonus words.
Ugh.
You should have sticked on Pittsburgh, and that would have been it.
The Titans and the Saints, dude. Titans bad. I think Will Levis is exactly who we thought they were. Mayo, boy, he stinks.
Mayo and his coffee.
And then the Saints, oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. Josh Dobbs. I got Josh Dobbs again.
You got to start giving credit to Josh Dobbs.
So we got to get back on the winning ways.
It's time to get back on the winning ways.
Who's going to cover the spread this week on the BetParks app, Mark? Let's hear it.
Give me the Miami Dolphins at home -12 versus the Las Vegas Raiders. First, without even stats, without even backup, you guys have watched the games. The Dolphins beat the bad teams, and they lose to the good ones. They have 3 losses this year. They've lost to the Chiefs, lost to the Bills, and lost to the Eagles. Everyone else, they win, and they win by a lot.
They win big.
And I think their offense against the Raiders' defense is going to have a day. The Dolphins are second in the league this season with 20 total touchdowns, and they're third in the league in passing yards. And I think that the Las Vegas Raiders are not going to be able to stop that high-flying attack with Tyreek Hill and Tua and Jalen Waddle. The Dolphins are coming off a bye. They've had time since their loss to the Chiefs in Germany. Give me the Dolphins -12 versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And the Las Vegas Raiders have had 2 straight good wins with Antonio Pierce. They're finally going to come east and lose their first loss under interim coach Antonio Pierce. I think they're due for a letdown. I'm big on the ups and downs of football. I think it's time for Vegas to come back down to earth. And the Dolphins will win by 2 touchdowns at least.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders' last 2 wins have been ugly.
Giants-Jets, the New York combo.
Their offense has not been good. Their offense really has not been great all season long. They're going to need to run the ball with Josh Jacobs if they want to have a chance and keep the ball out of Tua's hands.
Their only hope.
To be able to throw it around the yard.
Aiden O'Connell?
Aiden O'Connell, I mean, if they get in
God.
a shootout fest and Miami goes right down the field on their first drive and scores, that's going to be that will dictate whether they cover those 12 points or not. I like the pick.
Okay.
I really do.
I appreciate it.
I agree with you.
It's rare you agree with me.
I wouldn't take the Raiders with 12 points.
No.
Miami also getting Devin Achane back.
Yeah, hasn't been
possibly.
His practice window has been open. If he comes back, just another addition to that Miami offense, it's really going to be unstoppable, in my opinion, in what the Miami offense is going to be able to do, throwing and running the ball.
Okay.
What about you, Pat? Who do you got for covering the spread in Week 11?
This is a no-brainer. I got a no-brainer, stone cold for you this week on the BetParks app. Give me the Cowboys. Give me the Dallas Cowboys laying 10.5. Going up against the Carolina Panthers, who are currently 1-6-2 against the spread. Last week was just a brutal loss to the lowly Bears, one of the most uninteresting primetime games you could ever find. Bryce Young looks terrible. He looks terrible, and it's only going to get worse, and I think it will continue to get worse versus the Cowboys. Cowboys looked amazing against the Giants, which, you can't put too much stock in that. But I think the quarterback play is only going to be marginally better for the Panthers this week, and I don't think that they're going to be able to keep this one close. Give me the Cowboys minus 10.5 versus the worst team in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers.
I agree with you. Just like the Dolphins, and even on a more enhanced way, the Cowboys destroy bad teams. 40-0 versus the Giants, 30-10 versus the Jets, 38-3 versus the Patriots. You know who's worse than all those teams I just listed? The Panthers. The Panthers are even worse. Could this be a 50-17 burger, something like that?
I think it could be.
It wouldn't shock me.
50-17 burger.
50-17.
I don't even think the Carolina Panthers will score.
I'm thinking two late touchdowns when Dallas has their third stringers.
Leighton Vander Esch, though, done for the year, so that's a big loss for them on defense.
That's a sad neck issue. He's had neck issues.
Yeah, not that sad, but
it's going to be an interesting game. So you got the Cowboys. I
laying
got
the big
Dolphins.
numbers. We're laying the big numbers this week. Take the Raiders. We're laying the big numbers this week. Take the Dolphins minus the 12 and take the Cowboys minus 10.5.
Boom.
On the Bet Parks app.
Let's
no
go.
brainers right there.
We gave you a little bonus Pennsylvania parlay earlier in the show, but now it's time for our 425 Eastern parlay. We're going to give you two bets we like from games that are in the 425 window.
On CBS and Fox, right?
CBS and Fox. We don't discriminate. We'll give you a CBS. We'll give you a Fox. It doesn't matter.
Bang, bang.
You want to go first here?
You go first.
All right, I'll go first. My bet in our Mark and the Maniac parlay, Jets Bills at 425, under 40 total points. The Jets are worst in the league. They have 5 total touchdowns this year. It's actually
count
shocking.
them on one hand.
One hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 total touchdowns under the leadership of Zach Wilson. They don't score. Now, if you're saying, all right, but are the Bills going to score? They're time for a bounce back?
Are the Bills bad?
They might be. Josh Allen leads the league in interceptions. He's got 11 interceptions. That's more than Mac Jones, who got benched last week for Bailey Zappi. I'm speechless. I can't believe Josh Allen has been this bad. So the Jets don't score. The Bills turn it over. So both defenses are going to be having to make a big play. And the Bills, and you made this point off air, and I totally agree with you. New offensive coordinator Joe Brady, I think he's going to tell Josh Allen to slow it down. Let's run the ball a little more. Take it easy. And I think that's not going to lead to Josh Allen gunslinging it all over the place. Maybe Stephon Diggs under receiving yards as a little extra side bet.
A little sprinkle.
I agree with you. I think the Bills are going to have a less offensive game, run the ball, play defense. I think the Bills win, but the bet is Bills-Jets under 40 total points. Leg one of the Mark and the Maniac parlay.
You think they're going to snip the balls of Josh Allen a little this week?
You said it, I did.
Tone it down a little bit. I mean, Cook looked good in that game.
Over 100 rushing yards.
The Broncos, right? He was running the ball hard. He had a fumble. He had 2 fumbles, that crazy one where he picked it up and kept running. But I think they're going to try to lean on him. So I agree with you. Like I said earlier before the show, they're going to try to, slow it down a little bit and eliminate those turnovers because that's the only way that the Bills are going to lose that game. That's how they lost week 1 versus the Jets. That's how they lost.
I know they've already lost to the Jets.
Turning the ball over.
4.
So they can't do that again. Water it down a little bit. The Jets aren't going to score, right? All you got to do is take care of the football. So let's take the under in Jets-Bills, under 40 total points. I like that as part of leg 1.
What's leg 2 that you're adding?
Leg 2 of the Mark and the Maniac 425 parlay. Give me the Rams. The Rams to beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks are 9-1 against the spread in the last 10 games versus Seattle. Seattle is 3-5-1 against the spread this year. The offense seems a little out of whack for Seattle. I think Seattle is typically known as well as being a very good defensive team. Not this year. They're ranked 25th in yards allowed per game at 354.3 yards per game. I think Matt Stafford coming back, they're going to be able to throw the ball. They're going to try to throw the ball. They're playing out in L.A. on that turf. For whatever reason, a lot of points get put up at that SoFi Stadium, whether it's the Chargers or the Rams, and I think that the Rams are going to be able to move the ball. I was very shocked to see this line at only 1 point, so something smells there. I'm picking up on it.
Okay.
Give me the Rams outright to beat Seattle at home. That's our Maniac and Mark. That's our Mark and the Maniac 425 parlay. Jets, Bills under 40, Rams money line.
I like that.
Plus 265 on the Bet Parks app.
That's right. I really think, too, the Seahawks in third down offense haven't been good. And Aaron Donald and that Rams defense, I think there's going to get some pressure on Geno Smith. So I think it's going to be low scoring and the Rams win. I'm pumped for that.
Divisional game, man.
Divisional
Anything
game.
can happen.
It's tight. Upsets happen all the time.
All signs point to the Rams. And hopefully we don't see Carson Wentz in the game at all. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Could you imagine?
Ugh.
That might mess up our Mark of the Maniac parlay.
If I see
Wentz plays.
Disclaimer. If you see the redhead go under center,
Bill!
do not. Cash out. Don't bet it.
Oh, my goodness. I'm pumped for Week 11.
I'm pumped, man.
This is going to be a great slate of NFL
football. It's great because
football.
it's another week where, you can really enjoy all the games Sunday. Wait for Monday night.
Oh,
lock in on
the
Red
Taylor
Zone,
Swift Bowl.
The Taylor Swift MVP Bowl. I'd say MVP Bowl, not the Taylor Swift Bowl. Come on.
It's a little bit of both. What do you think they'll talk about more, Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes or Taylor Swift?
You got to talk about Jalen.
They better.
They'll be talking. No,
Super
you know
Bowl
what?
rematch.
The one thing that's flying under the radar here, what they're really going to talk about, is the Kelsey brothers.
Yeah,
They dominate.
And they'll show Donna with her split jersey, the mother.
Will she have the split jersey on?
I think absolutely.
Will she be with Taylor Swift in the box, or will
Absolutely.
that be? I think that's too much of a lean. What about Kylie and the kids? I wonder if Kylie. Oh, now here's a bet
if
for
the kids have school on Tuesday.
Will you see Kylie and Taylor together?
I don't think so. I think you'll see how it is with Taylor and Brittany Mahomes in that suite with Donna Kelsey. I know.
God.
You got to keep it real,
That's going to be a struggle to watch. That's going to be. I hope I see him cry.
Can it be
I hope
Monday?
My prediction is the Eagles are winning big in the fourth quarter, and Taylor pulls off her Chiefs jersey to unveil an Eagles shirt.
I love it.
And then it all starts to make sense. This was all a move created by Howie Roseman to get Travis Kelce distracted and eliminate the Chiefs from any consideration.
It's going to be an awesome game.
It's going to be great.
We both think the Eagles are going to win, and you win when you check out the BetParx app. So download it right now. Check it out. We got promos. We got cool odds boosts. Check out the promos and everything on the BetParx app. He's Maniac Malloy. I'm Mark Feldman. This has been a Week 11 edition of Mark and the Maniac presented by BetParx.
Go Birds.